Greetings, kindergartners. Today I am coming to you with a little lesson on money. You'll notice that in your packet this week we sent home some tools to help us practice counting money, as well as what's our money worth. And so I brought to you some coins today. They all have a different value. This is a penny. It's copper in color, and when you look at it, that's Abraham Lincoln on that penny. A penny is worth 1 cent. Now, so that's Abraham Lincoln's penny. Then the next coin that we have, it's quite a bit bigger than the penny. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus. This is Thomas Jefferson. He's another important person in our history. He was also a president. And this coin is called a nickel. Nickel. A nickel is silver in color, and it is worth 5 cents. So this is worth 1, and then this is worth 5. The next coin we have is the smallest coin in the U.S. money. Every country has their own money. The smallest coin we have is called the dime. A dime, and it's worth 10 cents. And the person that's on the dime is also a president. His name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and he was a president about 80 years ago. Our country was going through all sorts of interesting things at that time, and he was an important person in our history. And so we honored him by putting his face on a coin. He is worth 10 cents, the dime. The penny is worth 1. The nickel is worth 5. The dime is worth 10. Now, something that you could do, you could talk to your family. I'm going to, before I share with you, I'm going to take these away. These are real coins. I'm going to set them aside, and I'm going to bring out some plastic coins. You'll find that at Bernie's school, we have plastic coins that we can share with students in the classroom. They're not real coins, but they look real. So these are plastic pennies, and on the plastic penny you'll see there's Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, a little bit less shiny, it's easier to see. And then on the back is the Lincoln Memorial, just like the penny that's in your mom's purse, your dad's pocket. And you can ask your family, your parents, your grandparents, if they have coins that you can count. For instance, I'm going to count to 10. Now, when I count with my pennies, I count by ones. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 cents. I counted to 10 with my pennies. That is 10 cents. I needed 10 because they're worth 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could put that in a 10 frame if we wanted to, couldn't we? Now, I'm going to change coins. If I used this coin that had Thomas Jefferson on it, I would count by 5s. Can we count by 5s? Remember how we do that? 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to make 10. 5, 10. Wait a minute. When I count by 5, I only need 2 coins? But with pennies, I needed more. But kindergartners, they have the same value. They have the same amount. 10 pennies makes 10 cents. But 2 nickels, they're worth 5 each. 5, 10. These have the same value. If I had this in my hand, I would have 10. If I just had this in my hand, I would have 10. Well, here I come with my dime. Here comes my dime. Remember, it's the smallest coin. It's the one that has Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It's the smallest coin. This coin is worth 10. 10. So, kindergartners, this group of pennies is worth 10. This group of nickels is worth 10. This group of dimes is worth 10. Okay, well now what we can do is maybe we could count to higher numbers. I'm going to take my pennies away. I know I can count with pennies, one at a time, but what if I counted by tens with my dimes? Could I count by tens? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I need to make room. 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Huh. I wonder if I could count to 100 using nickels. Now I have to change my counting strategy because I can't count by tens with my nickel. It's a much bigger coin, but it is worth less. So let's see. I can count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. All of these coins up here make 100 cents. 100 cents. All of these coins make 100 cents too. Up here I counted with my dimes by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. But down here I counted by fives with my nickels. Count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. 100 cents. It takes more nickels to make 100 than it does dimes. All right, I'm going to move my coins off to the side. Kindergartners, I think you could ask your parents or your grandparents if you could get their a handful of coins from them. They might have some coins they'd be willing to share with you. If you do that, if you ask them for some coins to count, they're going to hand you something that looks like this. Kind of a mishmash. And they'll put them out, and the first thing you have to do is sort them. When I sort my coins, I always sort them by color first. I put all the copper ones up here. I move all my copper ones to a corner. Oh yeah, all those pennies. These are my pennies. My pennies are copper colored, and sometimes they're shiny, sometimes they're really dingy, and they're dull. So first I sort them by color. I get all my pennies out of the way. Those are my pennies. Then I look at my coins and I find the little one and the big one. The big one is the nickel and the little one is the dime. So I'll put all my nickels up here. Oh, nickel, 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 nickel. Okay, and then the rest of these are dime, 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 dime. When you're sorting, you can call the coin by their name. Use the name penny, nickel, and dime when you're sorting them. And then you can count them. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I have 25 cents in nickels. Now I'm going to count my dimes. I count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. I have 70 cents in dimes. I'm going to move my 70 cents in dimes over here. Oh, I've got a lot of pennies, boys and girls. I'll move these off the side. And when I count my pennies that have Abraham Lincoln, I count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Somehow, kindergartners, in the coin purses and pockets of the world, we always end up with lots of pennies. Somehow we have lots of pennies. But I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can count like a 10 frame, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kindergartners, that's kind of a fun game to play. You can scramble up the money, get a different handful, and you can separate them out, sort them by pennies, nickels, and dimes, and then you can count them later once you get them all sorted out. There are other coins that you should know about, but we're not counting with them today. I have some coins that we use in our vending machines a lot. This one's called a quarter. It's the biggest coin that we usually have in our coin purse or in our pockets. We use quarters a lot. It's worth 25 cents. And we'll talk more about that in first grade. We also have another coin that we call a 50-cent piece. This has President Kennedy on it. Did I mention that was George Washington on the quarter? George Washington. And then we have President Kennedy. This coin is called a 50-cent piece, and it's worth 50 cents. And then sometimes, if it's super fancy at your house, you'll have a coin hanging around that looks like this. This is a Sacagawea, and this coin is worth $1 whole. Even though it's a coin, it's worth the same as $1 in paper money. You'll talk more about these coins maybe in first or second grade. But for now, we're going to use pennies, nickels, and dimes, and we'll just count with those. Kindergartners, thanks for tuning in, and have fun with your money.